Mark Foley was a Republican congressman from Florida. For over a decade, he represented the 16th Congressional District. He built a reputation for advocating for children's safety. This made his eventual downfall even more shocking. Behind the facade of a dedicated public servant lurked a dark secret. Foley's actions would soon betray the public's trust. Foley's political career began in the Florida House of Representatives. He served from 1990 to 1998. He quickly rose through the ranks, becoming known for his conservative stance on social issues. In 1994, he successfully ran for the U.S. House of Representatives. He co-chaired the House Caucus on Missing and Exploited Children. The scandal first broke in late September 2006. ABC News published explicit instant messages between Foley and underage congressional pages. The scandal led to Foley's swift resignation from Congress. The Foley page scandal was not a sudden implosion. It was a slow-burning fuse that finally reached its explosive end in 2006. The first warning signs appeared as early as 1997. A former page, Tyson Vivian, later revealed that Foley had sent him sexually suggestive messages. By 2001, concerns about Foley's behavior towards pages were circulating. Despite these warnings, no concrete action was taken. In 2003, he sent explicit instant messages to a former page. In the summer of 2005, Foley emailed a 16-year-old former page. The page, feeling uncomfortable, contacted Congressman Alexander's office. The information eventually reached the office of then-House Speaker Dennis Hastert. Despite being made aware of the allegations, Hastert's office failed to take decisive action. In September 2006, ABC News published the incriminating emails, exposing the scandal to the world. The Foley page scandal sent shockwaves through the political landscape. The timing could not have been worse for the Republican Party. It was weeks before the 2006 midterm elections. The scandal quickly became a major campaign issue. Democrats seized on the opportunity to paint the Republicans as corrupt and out of touch. They argued that the GOP's handling of the Foley situation showed a disregard for the safety of young people. The scandal had a significant impact on the election. It further energized the Democratic base, who were already dissatisfied with the Bush administration and the Iraq War. It also alienated moderate voters, who were disturbed by the allegations against Foley and the perceived cover-up by Republican leadership. The Republicans went on to lose control of both the House and the Senate in the 2006 midterms. While it is impossible to say definitively whether the Foley scandal was the deciding factor, it undoubtedly played a role in the GOP's defeat. The scandal highlighted the potential for abuse of power in politics. Despite the scandal that ended his political career, Mark Foley did not disappear from the public eye entirely. Foley's name remained attached to political contributions, raising questions about the influence of money in politics. Records show that Foley's political committee, despite being inactive since 2006, continued to donate significant sums to the Republican Party of Palm Beach County. Between 2010 and 2022, the committee contributed a total of $118,250. This continued financial involvement, while not illegal, left a sour taste in the mouths of many. It seemed at odds with the severity of the scandal that had tarnished his reputation. The optics of these donations were difficult to ignore. For some, it felt like an attempt to buy back favor or at least silence any lingering criticism. It raised questions about whether the Republican Party was willing to overlook past transgressions in exchange for financial support. The donations highlighted the complex and often uncomfortable relationship between money and politics. The Foley scandal, even years later, served as a stark reminder that the aftershocks of political scandals can be long-lasting. While Foley may have faced no further legal repercussions, his financial contributions kept the memory of his transgressions alive. The shadow of the Foley scandal loomed large over a more recent political scandal involving Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz. In November 2024, Republicans blocked the release of findings from a House Ethics Committee investigation into Gaetz. This move drew comparisons to the handling of the Foley scandal, raising concerns about potential cover-ups. Gaetz, representing Florida's 1st District, had been under investigation for over a year. The allegations included sex trafficking and a relationship with a 17-year-old girl. Gaetz denied all allegations, claiming they were part of an extortion scheme. Despite the accusations, Gates remained defiant and refused to resign. The decision to block the findings was condemned by Democrats and ethics watchdogs. They argued it shielded Gates from accountability and eroded public trust. The move rekindled memories of the Foley scandal. The parallels between the Gates investigation and the Foley scandal were impossible to ignore. Both raised questions about the willingness of party leaders to address such accusations head-on. The Foley scandal and the subsequent handling of the Gates investigation underscore a critical issue plaguing modern politics: the erosion of public trust through a lack of transparency. When allegations of misconduct, especially those involving vulnerable individuals, are met with silence or attempts at concealment, it breeds an atmosphere of suspicion and distrust. The public begins to question the motives of those in power and their commitment to upholding ethical standards. The desire to protect one's own, be it a political party or a powerful individual, can often lead to a dangerous culture of silence. Whistleblowers may be discouraged from coming forward, fearing retribution or disbelief. Victims may feel silenced, doubting that their voices will be heard or that justice will be served. This lack of transparency creates a breeding ground for misconduct to continue unchecked, further eroding public trust in institutions meant to serve the people. The consequences of this erosion of trust are far-reaching. It undermines the legitimacy of our political system and fosters a climate of cynicism and apathy. Restoring public trust requires a commitment to transparency and accountability at all levels of government. The Foley scandal and the Gates investigation highlight the need for ethical conduct and open investigations in politics. We must create a culture that discourages misconduct from happening in the first place. This involves stricter rules and a shift in addressing allegations of misconduct. There must be a zero-tolerance policy for harassment and abuse in Congress. Clear codes of conduct must be actively enforced with real consequences. We need to empower individuals to report misconduct without fear.